Okay, we can keep reading Jane Doe and the Cradle of All Worlds. We are up to the chapter called Tin Skin Trouble. Heart pumping, lungs burning, bare feet slapping on the stone. My almost friend might be bigger than me, but I'm just as fast. Turns out his name's Hickory. He finally told me when the not-a-dog broke through the door and started chasing us. No point keeping secrets now, I guess. We're sprinting along candlelit corridors praying for another door. What is that thing? Where'd it come from? Tin skin, Hickory says. Other world. No more questions. We bump into each other as we round corners. A hard right, a left. There's a door up ahead, and it's about time too. The tin skin's gaining on us, gnashing its teeth. Hickory reckons the door's locked, tells me to get ready, but I already am. I grab the handle, shove the key into the lock and turn it. We dash inside and slam the door behind us as the candles flicker on. But the tin skin isn't giving up. It throws itself against the door again and again, barking, snarling, scratching with its claws. I throw my weight against the door, ask Hickory for a hand, but he's gone all quiet behind me, because this isn't any ordinary room. The floor, walls and ceiling are covered in square stone plates, each about a foot wide. Every slab has a symbol carved into it, a circle within a circle, a bird-looking thing, a star, crooked lines and swirls and demonic frowning faces, hundreds of pictures, but no way out. I wedge myself at the base of the door. There has to be a secret passage, right? The doorknob rattles above my head, right? Hickory just stands there staring at the stone plates. Triggers, I think he says. I can't keep this thing out forever, I yell. The door cracks and splinters. Hurry. Hickory moves carefully around the room, running his hands over the symbols. The tin skin claws a gap through the wood above my shoulder, forces its snout through the hole. Teeth chomping, spit drooling. Smells like rotting meat. Just pick one, Hickory, I scream. Press them all. But he doesn't. He moves from symbol to symbol, goes to press a lightning bolt, stops, heads back across the room and starts plotting again. I check the corner to my left. A skull on the wall, an eye on the ceiling, an almost triangle in a circle on the floor, and wait, I shout. That one over there, the circle with the messed up triangle in it. Quiet, Hickory shouts. I'm thinking. Trust me. The tin skin shoves its whole head through the door. Push it. We push the wrong one and we're dead. I think it's this one. The snake? Are you crazy? When are snakes ever a good thing? Hickory shakes out his hands as if he's about to do the most groundbreaking thing anyone has ever done. He slams his palms into the snake plate. It doesn't budge. Amazing, I say. Now would you please press the damn triangle? It's the symbol on the key. Over there, left corner. He goes right. No, my left, idiot. You know what? Fine. I launch myself from the door. There's a crash behind me. I slam my fists onto the stone plate as hard as I can. It clicks. Something else clunks. And a massive stone tablet above the door plummets down, sealing us in with a bang. Problem is, the tin skin's in here too. Ah, Hickory says. Much better. The tin skin growls, chomps its teeth. I scoot back into the corner and hear something through the wall. Hidden wheels turning, cogs ticking over, an ancient engine getting louder, getting faster, shaking the room. The tin skin's spooked. It takes a step back. Then the machine, whatever it is, stops. Silence fills the room. I look at Hickory. Hickory looks at the tin skin. The tin skin barks, and I know it's going to strike. It launches forward. I close my eyes, and bam! A square column of stone shoots up from the floor, pinning the creature to the ceiling in a wreck of twisted metal and splattered blood. Guts and offal dribble down the column. I get to my feet, puff a strand of hair away from my eyes. Well, that was lucky. Bam! A second column shoots from one wall and slams into the other. Bam! A third drives down from the ceiling, smashing into the floor. More and more columns spear the room, slamming into their opposing stone plates and staying there. Hickory swears and calls me names as he ducks and dodges. I swear and call him names back, because it wasn't my fault. Turn it off, Hickory shouts, but I can't see the symbol from the key anywhere else. Just lion heads. Just lion heads smashing into lightning bolts and arrows pummeling alligators. But there, over in the far corner of the room, one column's moving much slower than the others, grinding upwards at a snail's pace, and there's no stone plate above it. Must have slid into the ceiling when I set off the trap. A black hole big enough for us to squeeze through. Our way out! There, I point and shout. Hickory doesn't hesitate. He dives, rolls, and leaps across the room as the columns shoot faster and faster. He reaches the corner, jumps to the top of the slow-rising column and pulls himself up and out of the room in one swift motion. The exit glows as the candles up in the next room flicker on. Okay, I psych myself up with a deep breath. Easy as pie. I'm nowhere near as graceful as Hickory. Where he dived, I trip. Where he rolled, I tumble. Where he paused and plotted, I panic and plunge ahead. Bam, I dodge left. Bam, I jump right. Bam, I drop and slide as bam, bam, kablam. 3 columns slam down behind me. Candles are smashed from the walls. Columns crisscross and crash, filling the empty spaces. But I'm nearly there. I grab the edge of a slow-rising column and haul myself up. It's a tight squeeze, but Hickory yanks me clear just in time. The column seals off the room below. I smile and laugh. Hell, I even consider spinning round and giving Hickory a hug. But something isn't right. The hands that grabbed me haven't let go. They're pinning me onto my stomach, and they can't be Hickory's because he's kneeling in front of me, arms raised in surrender. Stop struggling, his face is saying. Don't do anything stupid. But now I can feel the cold barrel of a gun sticking into the back of my neck. So I say do something stupid. Get off me, I grunt, shouting, wriggling, grabbing at the gun. Let me go! Heavy breathing at my ears now. A flurry of insect-like clicking and clacking. The hands flip me over and I'm staring up at a soldier. No, 2 soldiers. They're both impossibly tall and lanky, carrying rifles, wearing glassy-eyed gas masks, skin-tight suits of dirty patchwork leather, stitched head to toe. One of them dangles a chain with a round shackle at its end. The other tilts his head curiously at me, points his rifle again, ready to fire, until Hickory whistles. The soldiers look at him. I look at him too. His hands are still raised, and he's still on his knees, but one of them has moved. Now it's resting on a stone slab trigger. The soldiers click and clack and raise their guns, but Hickory's already shifting his weight, already diving onto his stomach as 2 giant blades spring from each wall and slice the chamber clean in half. I clench my eyes shut and turn away as the 2 soldiers hit the ground in 4 pieces. When I open them again, Hickory's lying right beside me, face flat against the stone, a lone dimple creasing his cheek. You're welcome, he says. Next chapter, the way things are. Hickory raids the dead men's pockets, keeping this, discarding that, bullets, a knife, strips of dried meat, and he sniffs and throws away. Me, I'm huddled in a corner, keeping clear of the big black puddle leaching across the stone. I feel sick, can't stop staring at the soldiers. Their top halves look like spilled sacks of sausage, and their bottom halves are twisted a metre away, legs akimbo. Well, I say, this is traumatic. One of the bodies makes a noise, a tiny pop, a bubble of air escaping air. The chamber seems normal enough, but one door open, a dozen candles on a claw-like chandelier. I can't even see the slits in the walls where the blades, quick as blinked. That's weird. Can't even see the slits in the walls with the blades quick as blinked. But I can see the stone trigger poking up from the blood puddle. Now, no way I'm standing up in a hurry. Hickory keeps looking at me. Whenever our eyes meet, he quickly turns away. Got lucky, he says after a while, and points at those little symbols carved into the stone beside the door. A tiny arrow, 2 wavy lines, a cross. I've been in this room before. You carved those? Hickory nods. Directions, secret signposts. Right, I say. Yeah, lucky. I nod at the corpses. So who are they? Not who, what? Hickory picks up one of the soldier's arms. The leather's wrapped around it like a second skin, brown and stained. He whips off the glove and I gasp. 3 fingers, not 5. Way too long. Grey, speckled skin. Leatherheads. Foot soldiers. Very bad. Hickory kicks the collared chain coiled beside the other corpse for the tin skin. That thing was their pet? Hickory nods. Tin skins and leatherheads, trackers and snatchers. Snatchers? You mean they were going to take us somewhere? To the fortress. Wait, there's a fortress in here? Big one. Hickory picks up half a rifle. Both were sliced clean in half by the blades. Shame, he mutters, and throws it aside. I figure he's going to expand on the whole big fortress thing, but he just shuffles back against the wall and sighs. Maddening is what it is. Okay, I say, I've heard a lot of stuff about this place over the years, but I'm damn sure I've never heard anything about tin skins and leatherheads and big fortresses, not to mention a gigantic corroded gateway leaking bloody snow all through the place. You can't tell me that's normal. Hickory, what the hell is going on in here? He considers for a moment, stares at the leatherheads, glances at me. Step where I step, he says, standing up. Stop when I stop. I tell you to run, you run. Tell you to hide, you hide. We get separated, stay put, wait till I find you. Hang on, what? I get to my knees, still wary of the blades. Where are we going? Somewhere safe. He heads for the door. Show you something on the way. Be quick, be quiet. Worse things than tin skins, traps and leatherheads in here. Oh, that's comforting, I mutter, crawling around the blood puddle. I follow Hickory down grand stone staircases, across rooms filled with statues, past arches that open onto balconies that look over vast pillared halls. Over vast pillared halls that seem to stretch on forever. All of it thick with candle flicker and a feeling we're being followed. Hickory moves like an animal on the prowl through these winding corridors of stone, stopping now and then to check out his secret symbols carved into the walls. More arrows, a tiny eye, little squares and crosses. He mumbles to himself, keeps shaking his head. Clearly, he isn't used to having company. He seems conflicted, keeps glancing back at me. I just hope he isn't debating whether or not to strangle me, steal the key and leave. He doesn't speak to me. Doesn't answer any more of my questions. How far is it? Did you hear that? What do you mean by worse things? Are we nearly there? Hickory? All I can do is step where he steps, stop when he stops, and wish someone else was tangled in my puppet strings. We walk and walk, and if it wasn't for the occasional blast mark on the wall or the odd missing candle, I'd swear we were going in circles. It's like we've done 100 laps of Blue Haven. Then Hickory says, we're close, and points up at a chandelier. There's an insect dancing around the flames, moth-like, but sparrow-sized, a flutter of purple and white. How'd that get in here? Same way the snow did. There are more moths down the next corridor, a yellow one on the wall, a big black one surrounded by a swirl of tiny white ones. And there's grass on the ground, real, lush, honest-to-goodness grass, golden brown under the candlelight, sprouting right from the stone. Manna draws it in, Hickory says, gives it life. I take the lead, scrunching the grass between my toes. There's another gateway around the next corner, about the same size, shape, and pale, tooth-like colour as the last one I came through from Blue Haven. It's flanked by a couple of flaming torches and covered in pockmarks like the gateway in the snow. Some are furry with brown moss, others have cocoons nestled in them. The grass at its base is dotted with tiny flowers, and none of them look bent or broken. As far as I can make out, the scene looks undisturbed. Dad didn't come this way. Are all the gateways made of stone? I ask. Yep. Wooden doors just lead to different parts of the manor. So, is this the gateway to your world? Your home? No. You don't sound so sure. I look at Hickory then, as if seeing him for the first time, his old man eyes sitting in his young man's face. Suddenly, it all makes sense. You can't remember where you came from, can you? Hickory, how long have you been in here? Long enough to forget, he says. I turn this over in my mind. At first, the idea of forgetting Blue Haven doesn't seem so bad, but then I think about Dad and Violet. Forgetting Blue Haven would mean forgetting them too. Hell, I miss them both already, and it's only been, what, one night? One day? Can you remember anything? I ask. Family? Friends? My name, Hickory says. Nothing more. I'm about to ask him why he isn't a wrinkled wad of skin slumped over a walking stick. Scratch that, a mummified corpse. But then I remember something Winifred said about the manor. Time can do strange things in there. Hickory must know what I'm thinking because he holds his arm out and says, "Manna gives life," with a bitter edge to his voice. So what's wrong with it? I ask, nodding at the gateway. Why is it all holy? Dying? The gateway's dying? Hickory shakes his head. The manna can't die, I say, as if I have a bloody clue on the subject. Can die, is dying. Hickory looks around at the walls and the ceiling and the gateway like he wants to kiss them and stab them at the same time. The snow, this grass, not meant to be in here, any of it. Gateways are failing, see? Other worlds creeping inside. Why are the gateways failing? Hickory's face darkens. Wrath. I swear the torches flicker when he says it, as if the flames themselves are frightened. What's a wrath? I ask. Not a what, a who. The boss, the bad guy, sneaked inside the manor somehow, marched his army in too. Tin-skins, leatherheads, trucks, tanks and guns. They built the fortress, started tearing everything apart. The manor's strong, but that much evil. Hickory shakes his head. It can't handle it. Not forever. Roth's been in here a long time. Too long. As long as you? Nobody's been in here as long as me, Hickory says. But he isn't bragging. Far from it. I'm sorry, I say, and I mean it too. But why did Roth bring an army in here? Why do you think? And it hits me. He wants to take over another world. He's spoiled for choice in here. He could conquer any world he wants. Yes and no. He got into the manor, but the manor's not letting him get out again. Gates don't just open for anyone, see? The manor chooses. Always who goes, who stays. So he's stuck in here then. Like us, Hickory nods at the gateway. Try it. I don't think I should, I say, and then because Hickory's eye twitches, okay, sure. I step up to the gateway and touch the honeycomb stone. Nothing happens. There's no grinding stone, no burst of sunlight or breath of fresh, otherworldly air. There's just the soft flutter of the moths, the the crackle of the torches, the heavy silence of the manor beyond. It's a dead end. Way I see it, Hickory says, the manor's out of balance, crying out for help. Letting people in to stop Roth, not letting him out again because it can't risk him tagging along. So there are other people in here? I step back from the gateway, scratching absent-mindedly at an itch in my injured palm. People from different worlds? Hundreds, Hickory says. Lost people, scared people, can't get home again people. Roth captures anyone he can. He tries to get them to open their gateways, I say, the ones they came through. Takes them out one by one, but the gateways never open. Hickory kicks at a mound in the grass, then bends down and starts tearing it up, unearthing something grey, brown and mouldy from the tangle of roots. He picks it up, spins it, tosses it and catches it. Tin-skins get a feed. It's a mangled human skull. Bloody hell, Hickory. I kick the skull from his hand, a reflex motion. Not super respectful, I guess, but neither's being tossed around like a juggling ball. 2 corpses and a skull in one day. Some kind of record. And if a gateway finally does open, Roth enslaves an entire world. The evil wasps buzz in my gut again. Listen, that all sounds horrible, but this, I wave a hand at the golden grass and the moths and the manky skull, this isn't my problem. I came to get my dad, and that's all I'm going to do. I half expect Hickory to look at me like I've kicked a baby, but he just smiles and heads back down the hallway. My place, very close. We rest, get supplies. Supplies for what? Long walk, very far to Roth's fortress. Wait a second. I hurry to catch up. You want us to go towards the bad guys. You said your dad's sick, Hickory says casually, as if he's commenting on the weather. If he's sick, he's slow. If he's slow, he's already been captured. And that's how he does it. That's how Captain Bad News shakes my already upside-down world to the core. There's no easing me into it. He shoots the words at me, rat-a-tat-tat. How do you like that, hey? I punch Hickory's arm. He spins around like he wants to pin me to the wall again, but I raise a finger this time, cock my knee, ready to fire. Uh-oh, Hickory thinks twice, backs up. Manor's infested, leatherheads everywhere. Everyone's caught at some point. You haven't been caught. My voice is shaky, but the words still slap Hickory in the face, and that's when it dawns on me. He knows the way to the fortress because he's been there before. Wait a second, you were caught. When? How did you get away? With great difficulty, Hickory says, and it pretty much seals the deal. I have to trust him, even if he's a 1,000-year-old shoe thief who collects buckets of poo. I have no choice. How long does he have? I can't help glancing back at the skull. Depends how many other prisoners there are, where he is in the line. But I'll take you to him and find your gateway home. It probably won't let you out, of course, but that ain't my problem. He sets off down the corridor again. Soon as we get there, the key is mine.